respect to players. I took that from him. I took, the first thing I took from him, I was one of the first guys to copy from him. I took the I formation. And, everyone thinks that Don Coryell is a passing coach, and he was, but he was also the father of the I formation 50 years ago. And that's the first time I met him, was at a clinic. And John McKay said that he'd learned the I formation from Don Coryell. So I went over and talked to Don Coryell. Everyone else was talking to John McKay. And I talked to the guy who invented it. And so, a guy that has done so much for football and has been such a big part of the innovations of football, it goes back even before the passing game. And that's the first thing I learned was power football, big offensive lineman, a big, running back, and I formation. That was the first thing I learned from him. Now, that's on, but that's what he was and who he was, and that's how we started.
One thing that keeps coming up is he was very truthful. Was that your experience with him? Just like
Oh, yeah.
Still here?
I mean, he was the utmost. I mean, that's what he was all about. That whatever he said or did was going to happen. And I learned he was an expert at when someone said no to him, not getting mad at him. And I was always a fiery guy, and Don was a fiery guy. But when we would recruit a player and lose him, I mean, I'd be upset. I'd be mad at myself, mad at the kid, mad at the coach that recruited him. And Don would always, call the parents, write the kid a letter, and wish him good luck. I said, how do you do that? But that was Don. I mean, that was the truthful part, and he really did. And then we got a lot of those players back. That they'd go and they never said a bad word about San Diego State or Don.
So, Coach Madden, if you knew him for running the ball, what did you think when he decided he wanted to start passing the ball?
Well, I was here when we did that. I mean, we started. The running part was kind of before I got here and when I first got here. And then we had Rod Dowhauer, and we were passing some. Then we recruited Don Horn and got him. And then we recruited Gary Garrison and got him. And we saw, or Don saw in Gary Garrison, that running this guy as a wing back or running back is a waste of time. He's a great receiver, so we have to throw. So then we started working, on a passing game, or he did. I was defense, he was offense. But it was I was there during the transition, and the transition was brought about first by Gary Garrison and Don Horn, and then next was Haven Moses. So once we got going down that road of the passing game and the receivers, we just kept going.
If you had to write a single or a couple lines about him and his legacy, what would they say?
That he was very passionate, very compassionate, and he was a genius. And one of the things about a genius is it had quirks. And Don Coryell had all the genius and he had all the quirks.
What made him a genius?
Just his mind, that he thought in ways that other people didn't think, and he could concentrate. I mean, his focus was amazing. I mean, he would, I don't know what I'll say, but I saw him once where he was, writing out plays, doing the, game plan. Then he got hungry and he opened his desk and pulled out a rotten apple and took a bite of it. And didn't even know it. Tom, that's a rotten. He goes, oh, threw it away, and went right back. I mean, he could concentrate and focus and just eliminate everything else from his mind.